this is the time of year when there's lots of cyber risks. What are the top things that that people should be looking for this Christmas time?
Well, I think there is one of the risks this time of year is actually lots of staff go on holiday. You have on standby not your first 15, but your third 15. Old people, oh, we've been there 20 years managing the IT. So actually, the young guys who just started, you'll have to be on call. So I think often cyber attacks happen at holiday periods because it's more difficult to get decisions. So if we look at travel, New Year's Eve, steeper Christmas Eve. So there's more increased threat, or there's a chance of an increased threat there. So I think what you need to do from that is to make sure that you can have some decent call out to people, so people you understand their availability. And if you're sort of senior executives want to disappear to the west coast of Scotland and see nobody, then someone needs to know where to find them. And you also need to make sure that hard copies of your plan, because see, one of the problems was that their plans were locked out by ransomware and they weren't able to get hold of the plan. So make sure you got some hard copies of your plan.
What are the things that they should be doing now, I suppose, ahead of the break?
Well, I think it is, first of all, that standby. I think it is always just checking that you're ready to go for a cyber incident. So have you got your pre-made statements there? Have you got a statement about actually what cyber security and cyber preparation you've made? And I think you could be also doing something I call a cyber data risk assessment, is you should understand and have documented what data do you hold, what's the impact of losing it, and thirdly, whose data do you hold, so that if you need to inform everybody of a cyber incident, or you need to, under ICO rules, need to inform people, then you actually need to have a comprehensive list of who it is and how to contact them. So I think that is some of the things you can do in advance. Anything you can do now, which makes it easier on the day, is going to work better.
And what are the biggest sort of threats to effective communication response when there's a cyber issue or attack?
Well, I think one of the things I've often seen in exercises is you have a comms person on the team, and that comms person turns up your crisis management team, and they turn up alone, and they're busy in exercise terms. What they are busy trying to join in the kind of general discussion around the crisis table. They're trying to monitor the media and social media. They're trying to reach statements all simultaneously. So I think, everybody should have a staff when they turn up, and it could be, there's only one crisis communicator in the company, which often smaller companies there is, that they draft in maybe some HR people, some finance people, it doesn't really matter who, but they can monitor the media. They can maybe start writing some statements. They can start looking around who's involved. They can maybe take media calls, and they can log them and the communication pull them back. But you need a staff of people, and I think you need to bring those 3 or 4 people, and need to be trained and they know what to do. So I think that's one of the key things you need to do. I think with cyber, you need to have a think through what is your strategy if you have a major breach. Now, it depends how much data you've lost, but if you're a large B2C company, then you're probably going to have to tell lots of your customers, and you're probably going to have to tell them to reset their passwords or do something, or at least tell them you've lost their data. So in terms of that, you need to think that through how you're going to do it. And then you're going to have a high profile strategy where there's a big banner on your website and say, we've had a cyber hack, please redo your password. Or are you going to go very low, a low key strategy where you actually maybe put it on the media page of your corporate website? You don't put it on the front so that people don't know. Both legitimate strategies. I think it is worth sort of talking through those strategies. I suppose the last one is to have the board conversation on do you pay or do you not pay. Um, I think that decision is more nuanced than people say, because everyone automatically says, "Oh, we wouldn't pay," and then you find out to say, actually, it's a little bit more nuanced to that. And 65% of people paying, so you might have that option. Maybe not your public sector, you might not have the option. Do your private sector, you do, and I think it is worth getting some board guidance on. Yeah, yes, we would pay. No, we wouldn't pay. See, we might pay. And I think it's thinking through that decision and understanding what the impacts and context of that is, then you can understand that. So that's the different things. Those are the three things I think that people should think about.
Finally, what are your top tips for communications professionals worried about cyber threats this Christmas?
I think I'll tell you what to do is I get Google alerts on cyber incidents, and if you haven't got, maybe we've all got better things to do, but take a little bit of time and actually I'm sure you can find a company tomorrow that's been cyber hacked, and actually have a look at their communications, have a look at what they do, have a look at how they portray themselves, have a look at their language they use, and then you can actually say, well, would I do the same? Is that rubbish? Is that that's rather good actually? I like the way they've done it. So I think it is worth, you can educate yourself from actually other people's good practice or bad practice. So if you do have a second, do have a look at some corporates. I'm sure you can find one and see how they portray themselves. See, play the game. Could I do better?
Brilliant. Thank you.